Please, man. I'm not eating for the past 3 days.
Little witch, I do not have any money to give to beggars. Is that too much to grab? Don't touch me! You're staying poverty. Get out of my sight!
The precious gift. Miss Adora was a well-known businesswoman in the busy city of Lagos. She was known for her success in the clothing industry. She was a multi-billionaire. People were inspired by her. She won different awards and also won the category for the best strategist in the Forbes magazine. She was superb. But one vice Mrs. Adora had was that she was too mean. This resented a lot of people. Miss Adora was so proud, mean, condescending, dictatorial and arrogant even to her workers. And she never failed to show this on different occasions. Everybody feared Miss Adora. No meeting went on smoothly without Miss Adora relieving or dismissing a worker as she claimed were too incompetent. Miss Adora was a mean, or I would rather say a callous woman who was in her late 20s. Miss Adora was sure a beautiful woman and she felt like she had everything in the world. She became so proud and arrogant. One day, Mrs. Adora headed to the supermarket after a healthy day at work to get some groceries because the ones she had at home were finished. When she was done shopping, she headed to the cashier. On getting there were a queue of people waiting to make payments for what they had just bought. Miss Adora's prideful self could no longer wait. She angrily shouted at the cashier to attend to her, but the cashier insisted she followed the rules. This made Miss Adora's blood boil as she angrily smashed everything she bought on the floor and stormed off. When she got home, on seeing the house help, she angrily told the house help she was fired. It felt like a bolt out of the blue to Nkechi, the house help. Nkechi begged profusely, but Miss Adora was not heeding. That night, she ordered the gate man to throw her and her belongings out. Indeed, nobody stayed in the household of Miss Adora for more than 2 months. She sacked them whenever she had a bad temper. Nkechi even lasted for 2 months and 2 days, so what did you expect? The next day, Miss Adora quickly got up. Immediately her alarm rang. She quickly showered, got dressed, and proceeded to her workplace. On her way, her car suddenly stopped. She was confused and surprised. Miss Adora was shocked. She nearly got the car. Why would it stop? She thought to herself. So she came out of the car and went straight to the bonnet to see if anything could be of help. She did not see anything useful, so she went to back of the car. On getting there, she saw something petrifying that scared her. Lo and behold, it was a baby covered with mud. Immediately Miss Adora saw this, she flinched and became furious. The child looked malnourished and dirty. The child began to beg Miss Adora to please give him food, that he was very hungry.
Please, ma, give me food.
She just said in a very pitiful way that no one could utter another word without a drop of tears rolling on the person's cheek. Typically of Miss Adora, she yelled,
You bad luck stinking poverty! You caused my cat to stop! Get out of here, my friend!
Miss Adora exclaimed with no sympathy or empathy for the begging baby. Immediately she said this, she walked back to her car, but the baby had her on one of her legs.
How dare you ruin my expensive dress? Do you know I'm disgust? Even your generation cannot afford this.
She forcefully pulled her legs out of the baby's grip, sending him into the mud. Miss Adora angrily got to her car and pressed the ignition, and surprisingly the car started and she angrily drove away. What nonsense, she angrily thought to herself.
What is it? Am I the only one in Lagos? Yeah, almost every month I'll get arrested by a worthless beggar. Now, wow.
This preposterous attitude of Adora continued and even got worse. She didn't see others as humans. She felt she was the owner of her life. Suddenly sprung out of the ground. 2 years passed and boom, she was dating someone who believed that the almighty Lady Adora would finally settle down. I wonder what she saw in him. They went to luxurious trips and dinner dates. Life was good and working as planned. It felt as though karma was inactive in her case. Dates turned dates and trip turned trips, and eventually Mr. Obiora proposed and a date was set for their wedding. Mr. Obiora and Lady Adora were getting married. It was the talk of the town. The famous and braggadocious Adora was getting married. There's indeed love in a hopeless place, some people thought. The most expensive and creative event planner was contracted and paid the sum of 800 million naira for the preparation of the marriage. The preparation was buzzing. Ashebu was costing an average Nigerian 6-month salary. People still bought. The wedding was so massive. Different styles and acts or dressings from esteemed men above sort from different parts of the world. They all attended. The wedding was held for over a week. After the wedding, she went for her honeymoon in Mauritius. Life was indeed beautiful. Months passed and soon it became 1 year since their marriage. Forward to 2 years. No pregnancy. She thought it would pass, but it resulted to 3 years and no child. Not even once a pregnancy. She was so heartbroken. People no longer addressed her as the Lady Adora who had the esteemed marriage. Instead, she was being addressed as the barren Adora. Her life was worse than a dog's life. Though she and her husband had money, but they were unhappy. Different suggestions were made, but no remedy. 5 years rolled by, and a business partner of hers suggested she seek the help of a pastor. Almighty Adora finally agreed, and she was introduced into the Mountain of Fire and Miracles ministry. She was now the shadow of herself. She prayed and begged God to give her her child. One day, during the service, the pastor told her to see him in his office after the service, that her case was something that should not be said in public. When the service was over, she swiftly went, and lo and behold, what she heard was her problem devastated her. My daughter, the Lord told me, the Lord has heard your cry. The reason why you are not able to bear children is because you wronged someone. The pastor said this. It's because you have wronged someone, the pastor said. Miss Adora, who was now crying profusely, could not even object because she had literally wronged everyone in Lagos. And even God Almighty. Do you remember on that fateful day when a helpless child suddenly appeared and started begging you for help? The child was an angel disguised in a child form to test you, and you wholeheartedly failed. Have you ever once thought how your car stopped on that day suddenly? Strange, right? For a new car that you just bought a day before. All I can say is that you should beg God to have mercy on you. Your hallelujah has been broken. The pastor said this as he stood up remorsefully. Go to an orphanage and help them from your heart, not because of this predicament or quagmire. Hopefully your troubles will be settled, and maybe God will look at your side by that time. Mrs. Adora cried and regretted her actions. She quickly did as instructed. When she got to the orphanage, no sooner had she seen the children than she started crying. The children consoled her and prayed for her. She was so touched and really wondered why she hated children from the onset. They were indeed angels with pure hearts. 1 year later, Lady Adora took in. She was indeed happy. Her story was a testimony and also a lesson for others. The orphanage became her second home. She visited frequently and brought tons of gifts and merries. And she turned a new leaf and never went astray again or become mean again. The moral to be learned from this story is that do not be mean. You don't know who it might be or who you are being mean to. Everybody does not get a second chance. Lady Adora got hers, doesn't mean you would get your own second chance. Be nice and good. The world loves a beautiful soul. If you are loved, you're beautiful. Please, if you have watched up to this very interesting moment, kindly subscribe to my channel because more tales are unfolding soon, and do want to like and share, and you might as well comment your opinions. Everything is simply free.